camera here. Everything looks good. I hadn't done a live in forever. It's so they're always saying, "Hey, do live, jump on here, get your numbers up," and I just I've been busy, working with so many different things. I hadn't had a chance to go live. So anyway, well, what we'll do is we'll jump in here. I don't think anybody will jump in here for a while, if that. It's more for me just to show that I've gone live. Maybe I'll pick up some people, but anyway, let me see what's going on over here with the boxes. I got all my lure. I got some lure boxes here. I gotta check this one over here. Guys, remember these ammo cans? They don't cost anything. If you can find them like at Harbor Freight for next to nothing. And I got my crappie box. All right. So we're good to go. All right, guys. So I was doing some inventory. Excuse me. Where are my eyes? That's what I need, are my eyes. There we go. Okay. I've been doing some inventory here on these bombers. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see any of that without me dumping them everywhere. Anyway, so I'm trying to, because I've been throwing these flat A's and I've been having a good time throwing them. And there's a couple colors in some of these ones that I've been looking at. Bomber makes like the shallow flat A and a deep flat A. So, and the other day, actually it was the other day, but I think the video posted earlier of where I had a fish just smoke the flat A and like that green pearl shad. Here's one from LureNet, the paint shop. I've thrown that once. But I was going through here and I noticed I had some other ones that would look pretty cool. Well, the other day I went to Canton, Texas for the world's largest flea market. For a couple bucks, found this guy. I love these fat A's. Don't go to sleep on them. Anything in that old school kind of pattern like this. Man, those look good. Epic stuff right there. Let's see. This one right here is probably one of my favorites. This one catches fish. It's got the tricolor. It's kind of that green and that red and kind of that black top. This is like a 6A. I think this one's a 5A. Here's another. Oh, no. This one's, I think, a 5A. This one is a 5A. This one in this apple green is absolutely deadly. So I'm just kind of taking stock of stuff for this spring. Because really, here in Texas, pre-spawn starts end of next month. And you can have, well, here actually year-round, you can have some decent luck on on anything, really. All right, let me get this out of the way. Yeah, we've been dealing with this snow that's come through. Crazy snowstorm. I think I've got a video coming out on that at some point, where I was out there looking around at stuff. Okay, this box. This one I've been organizing. I had a smaller box, but I moved them into this. These are my jigs, and I've got a whole bunch of different brands in here. So of course I posted a video the other day of the Working Man's jig from Beast Coast. This thing, I threw it up under a log where some turtles were. some water was going under the structure there, under the log. So that means there was about 1.5 feet of water, and this, as soon as this hit the water, bang. So I really like that. I think I have some other colors in this. He had a sale on these. Oh yeah, the black and blue. Of course, if you're not throwing black and blue, come on. You don't know your jigs. That's like a staple. But this red, man, this craw color, that was a deal there. So anyway, I was organizing my box, and my sweetheart, she was, I was FaceTiming her, and she was like, well, those look like mini wigs for hooks. And I was like, yeah, you know, you're pretty much spot on with that. All right, guys. So let me show you a couple other ones. So these are, oh yeah, these are the Denny Brower jigs right here. I love throwing these structure jigs he's got. And he's got some with rattles in them. Let me see if I can find one. No, I don't have one. Maybe I do have one. No, I sure don't. I don't have one of his rattling ones. I think I've already... Oh, here it is, right here. There it is. So I like throwing his stuff, and these were at around Christmas, Black Friday. I had all these gift cards from the wonderful kid, you know, from school, and then of course from family members. So I was able to cash in on a whole bunch of jigs, and the main ones were these enticer jigs. I kept calling them XPS, but actually they're just the Bass Pro Shop jigs right here. But they were $1.97, and some of these even have rattles. Now what I do is I trim them a little bit, and then I've got experimenting with all kinds of trailers. So you have different types here. You have flipping ones, you have football head ones, like this guy, and you've got swim ones. So I was like, hey, I might as well put the order in. The new ones I've been getting that I really like, and I heard this from the guys over at Serious Angler, are these CJ flipping jigs, CJ flips. Man, these things are fabulous. No complaints out of that. Check out that head on there. That's good stuff. So look at the colors on this. I know the colors for us don't really mean anything. It's for the fish. But speaking of which, welcome to the worldwide headquarters of the Pinhook Fishing Club. So we're just hanging out because all this snow, I hadn't been able to get out and do any fishing. But I just wanted to do some shout outs. So last night I watched Bass After Dark, Bad, with Ken and all the guys. Epic Eric was on there. So I highly recommend you tuning into that. Also for a Smallmouth Crush when he does his live stuff. And there's just been some really good content out there. Serious Angler, Lure Lab, Bass University's been putting out a bunch of good stuff. Tactical Bassin, Wired to Fish, all the usual things that I've been keeping up with. And I've also been jumping on some new channels. Like one is Weckerly Outdoors. It's got some great stuff up in the Minnesota, Wisconsin area. I really like that. And been tuning into that. And of course, all my other ones, non-fishing ones like Country View, and Just a Few Acres, kind of like some farm channels. So that's what I've been doing with this weather. It's just kind of catching up on all my YouTube stuff. And I thought, well, let me jump in here and do a quick live. Also, I've been trying to figure out how to make shorts from the computer, like from old videos. So that's what you've seen popping up here and there, or reels, I guess, reels, shorts, whatever in the heck they are. So I've been throwing them up on Instagram also. Anyway, all right. So let's keep going. So this is the one that my sweetheart, she said, it looks like it's got a wig on it. And I said, yeah, this is one of these hybrid ones from Beast Coast. That's a little hair jig, and of course it's got the silicone. Look at that little football head. So I've got a whole bunch of these Beast Coast little magnums, OW snipers. So I think I've got a video coming up. We're going to be throwing all different kinds of them, testing them out, and see what we got going on with them. So let's see, what are these? These are, oh, this one's a War Eagle right here. This guy. Football head right there. And then I got a whole bunch of miscellaneous. I think a bunch of these I got from Travis Manson in one of his little auctions. And I don't know if I can't remember if he threw them in extra or what, but there's a whole, I don't even know. I can't even tell you what brand this is. He did an auction the other night, and I won some stuff, a whole bunch of lipless crankbaits. So he's got a bunch of stuff going. I don't know what this one is. That's not part of it. Some of these I can't remember what the companies are. But anyway, so I told her, I said, yeah, some of them are living rubber, some of them aren't. Oh yeah, I picked up a couple of Randy Blockett old school ones. They're in my tackle bag, but those have the living rubber. Anyway, what do we got here? What are these? That was that War Eagle. Where'd it go? Here it is. The War Eagle. And then this one is a Temu special, guys. Or that Alibaba, whatever. And this one didn't half bad. Check that out. I mean, the skirt color really isn't for us, but I mean, it's got some good, I mean, it's tied nice. The weed guard is pretty good. I usually flare the weed guards out when I fish with them. In storage, it's just kind of like how they are. So I spread them out pretty good. There we go. Crazy. All right. And then I've got one of the old school from actual Arky, an Arky one right here. And same thing on this. Flare the weed guard out. And it's weird because I fished this one and the weed guard has gone back to that straight position. Yep, I've caught him with this massive craw. I had to bring this one in and sharpen it. It's lost some of the skirt on it. I've caught a lot of bass on this, but this is from the actual Arky website, an actual Arky jig right there. They're bass jigs. You can see some of the weed guard is gone. And I can't even remember, this may be one of these big bite baits craws. But I've been switching up the craws. I've been doing Cream has got an excellent craw. Lunker City's got two sizes of craws that are just perfect. And then Denny Brower through Strikes King has a great craw. And go check those out. I'm serious. The Lunker City ones, it's a 3-inch. And then you have a 4-inch. It's called the Karate Craw. And those are perfect for smaller jigs, the 3-inch. And for regular size jigs, your standard size trailer, that 4. But I've also been using a couple of times one of those Ned Robo worms on the back of one for like a little mini trailer, and also put like a little general on there. So you put like a little general on the back of this, or like that kind of red color Robo worm with straight tail, especially in the wintertime. You know, you don't want to have too much craziness going on. And of course, anything from that Max scent from Berkeley. And I'll tell you what, I had a craw on one of these CJ flips. I had their what do they call theirs? The Berkeley Max scent, the Chigger craw or something like that. Well, I noticed how I got the fish is I kept feeling thump 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 thump, and I thought for a minute it was like a bluegill. But when I caught the bass, I brought it up, and that craw, the pinchers were gone, and half the body he had like chewed it up. And then when he started to swim off is when I set the hook, And I was like, man, they really do eat that Max Scent stuff. They hang on to it. So I got a ton of trailers, but I think I might be going with the Max Scent Hitworm. You could put a little piece on it right here, straight tail. I'd do that on uh, those jackhammers too. But I've always put straight tails or like a Kalen's Lunker Grub on a jackhammer, because as you're swimming it through, it makes it, with that tail, makes it look more like a bait fish. So just some ideas to think about. And anyway, hey, what's up? Gnarly 20, I see you in there. You doing all right, bud? Man, what else are we doing? Ah, some tying. So I got my shout outs out of the way. Man, guys, that was something that I was really excited to do. Was, so we had a couple of snow days. So I got to stay up late and watch the guys last night on Bass After Dark. That was a lot of fun. So we're going to continue with this crazy experiment of me, for one of my buddies, putting hair on these soft plastics that are already rigged. I don't know, he likes it. So what are we going to do on this one? I think he wanted a light color. Let's dig into the box here and see what we can find. I know we got some somewhere. Sorry for the unorganized, for not being organized. Hey, I found some screws in here to fix lures. Ah, here's the craft hair. All right. Let's get this. I don't know, guys. This one may be harder to do. Maybe not. There we go. I don't mind trying these different experiments. To me, it's fun, you know. Heck, if you don't experiment, then how do you expect to discover new things? All right, we got our flash. We're going to do one full strand of blue flash, but we're going to trim this. Actually, we're not going to do a full strand. We're going to do a couple of pieces. So he's tested these, and you saw me test one in a video where I actually had some, ooh, that's gonna look good. Where I had some success with the flash. Oops, sorry guys. I need to move this operation closer to me. This may not work. There we go. So I got to test out one that was like a chartreuse. And man, that thing was catching crappie like you wouldn't believe. All right, yeah, I realize this sticks way up, but it's all gonna get trimmed. Yeah, so in that video, I was just pitching it in there in some of those spots. And I was rigging up on a jig spinner, like a beetle spin, and I was catching them. I was like, man, this is gonna be great. All right. Ah, the craft fur that blows everywhere. Let's go. All right. This may not work, guys. This one's not cooperating. Ooh. Yeah, we may be in trouble on this one. But that's how you, golly, this stuff winds up everywhere. But that's how you learn, you know, you gotta try it. All right. Let's get her situated here. Man, this may not turn out half bad. I got one of my videos going on in the background about testing some Mr. Twister stuff. There we go. This may pan out. Remember, these we're just experimenting to see how these turn out. So this isn't any kind of pro tie job. This is just to see how things are going. Let me get this extra craft hair out of here. Yeah, so hopefully tomorrow I can get out. Tomorrow's Saturday, get in some fishing, but I'm gonna go look at some vehicles, I think. It's about that time to upgrade. All right, boys, we're almost there. This one's gonna be a little rough. We definitely have to trim this sucker up. Hey, but for an experiment, yeah, it's looking kind of crazy, but you'll see. That's just how it is with craft hair. But man, after I experimented the other one, I was catching crappie like crazy on it. I'm pretty sure that video is up. You can go back in there and look. It was that fluorescent one that I tied that looked just like this. It looked like a disaster, but it worked. All right, boys. Let's get her tied. But anyway, so that's what I was doing is, and over the break, I got to hang out with family, friends, and of course, my sweetheart. And then with the break, I was able to actually take the time and like get some good shopping in for lures and deals. I was starting to get worried there about, uh-oh, I messed up one section there. I was starting to panic about, man, am I going to find any Black Friday deals or any holiday deals? And then, of course, the lure companies came in with all these great deals after Christmas. And I was like, yep, this is going to work. So I cashed in on all kinds of scope sticks, just all kinds of lures. Hang on, let me trim this over. So, and then work starts back up, you're in full swing. Then we get hit with this snow. We're supposed to have a big snowstorm next week too. Let me trim this. All right, guys, this didn't turn out half bad. Ooh, hang on. All right. Okay, this one didn't turn out half bad. Check that out. Yeah, he's got a couple of loose strands here and there, but so inside there's a soft plastic. And when this gets wet, it's gonna breathe. Yeah, not too shabby. A couple loose strands here and there, but we'll get that sorted out. All right, there we go. So we got one. But anyway, I was going to tell you, appreciate all the support from the videos, guys, and for hanging out with me. You know, somebody asked me what my goal was for this, if I was in it to make money. And no, it's more for me to go back and kind of watch my old videos and see what's going on, like a video diary. And I tell you what, it's, I think I got over 500 videos on there, 300 and something of them are fishing. And I've had such a good time. Check out this little guy. All right, we're gonna get him fixed up. But anyway, what I was saying was, I had such a good time going back and watching my old videos. There's like over 500 that I made, 300 plus fishing. And am I doing this to make money? No, I'm doing it because I want to be able to go back and watch a bunch of those videos. Now, if I get money along the way, I'm not going to argue with that. You know, I'll be excited. And, you know, you get some advertising. It's just you never know with YouTube. It's up and down. I'm not going to go into all those specifics because it'll drive you nuts. But, you know, so I had family that were asking me, are you going to get rich? Are you this? I'm like, no, none. You don't get rich from doing that. You know, that's some of these channels that have thousands of, or actually millions and hundreds of thousands of subscribers. So, and for me, I just enjoy doing it. So I get a chance to have a video diary of those fishing adventures. So a lot of times I take notes, and sometimes I got to go back and watch my old videos. Ooh, check this one out. Okay, we're not going to go so thick on the craft hair on this one. We're going to try something a little different. We're only going to put a couple of pieces, a couple of spots here and there. So, like, before I go up to Iowa, I watch all my previous years of fishing up in Iowa to kind of see what to refresh my memory. The Texas ones, you never know here, guys, what's going to happen. At any cast here in this state, you have a chance to catch a record-breaking fish, double digit. I've got the one hanging on the wall up there that was just under 8 pounds. It was just from a local place here. I was fishing with my brother and my nephews, and he hit on just one of those 6 cents. Oh dang it, that big worm they've got. divine shaky, it said divine, I think it's a divine shaky worm or whatever. But anyway, so you don't know. That's the thing, is every time I go out to one of my sneaky places, whether it's the Buffalo Hole, the Big Lake, the big lakes, because I go to a couple of them, there's that chance where I can get something in the double digits every stinking time. And I know for a fact, and I'll tell you where I got this one at Ray Roberts. I lost one on a Bill Lewis chrome and blue, and I think I've got it on video, rattle trap that was double digit. I mean, it was a beast of a fish. That thing, he one jump and he threw the hook. I got a great hook set on him. I've got that braid de fluoro, and I know I stuck him. I got a great hook set in him. He came up, and just one shake, I saw the lure just go, the rattle trap, and he was gone. That fish was a beast. And he was only in about chest deep water. And remember, I'm a bank grinder. I love fishing from the bank. And man, I had to sit down on the rocks, and I was like, that definitely would have been a PB. All right, this guy's looking good right here. No issues on this one from my buddy. So the other experiments we did with these, putting hair on these soft plastics, like making a collar, they've gone well. And I gave him a whole bunch, and he said he's been catching panfish, bass. So, but anyway, there we go. All right, guys, this one looks pretty good right here. There we go. Oh, yeah. It's got a little bit of the hair will puff out of there. That's some of the loose ones. Golly. And sometimes I don't trim them when they come up, when they poof up here. I don't trim them because it makes it look more natural. All right. Check out that guy. All right, so he's getting a couple more of those. Anyway, ooh, almost knocked the camera straight over. All right, guys, so anyway, so what I was saying is, with these days lately, I've been dragging the jig, like, or even a rattle trap or a blade bait. I cast it out, I just let it sit there, because if they swim down to look at it, they're just going to be, remember, they're monocular, one eye on each side of the head, so they kind of turn a little, and they'll float up. And as soon as I pop it to get it up, it's like a cat, you know, they can't resist it, and pow, they'll crank right into that. Let me fix this. Anyway, so at any chance of either slow dragging a jig or a blade bait or the rattle trap, I've got a shot at catching a big fish, you know, especially in this state, because those fish, they don't just sit around a lot of times. They're out, from what I know from being on the bank, it's like a fish highway, because you can tell what's coming and going in there. All right, guys, we got something different here. This is a kamikaze swim on, a little crappie jig right here. And you can tie these, you can turn them this way or have them flat. And these are absolutely deadly. So we're gonna rig one of these up like how he wants. But anyway, so if I drag a jig really slow on the bottom, it's like, what did Brian Thru say, counting rocks? I just pull it. And if I get some resistance, I pause, pop it. And I've been catching a lot of fish this, you know, where'd it go? Where's my chartreuse? Ah, here we go. This one. So I've been catching a lot of fish doing that. I've been really impressed with I've been really impressed with the quality I've been getting this fall. This is probably, or winter. This winter is probably the best winter fishing I've had in a long time. And you'll see that in the videos. Everything from the rattle traps to the blade baits like the steel shads, dragging the jigs, the meps. So, and even some of the jerk baits, the flat A's. I need to do some more jerk bait stuff, and I need to do my little twitch baits. I love those smaller size twitch baits. I think I'm going to do a video on that. All right, here we go. So we got the craft here. This one's going to be chartreuse because this thing has got the chartreuse tail and the body. I thought about doing purple, but he wants chartreuse highlight on there. So we're going to do that. But on this one, we're only going to do it on the top and on the bottom. We're not going to go all the way around. Uh-oh. I can already see him having some issues here. So if you hadn't tried any, there we go, I got him. So if you hadn't tried any jig fishing, man, you guys gotta do that, or throw the blade baits. Ooh, this one's gonna come out really well. Yeah, I had a day where I took my brother out, and you know, the wind was out of the north, just whipping us in the back, and I know he was thinking, you know, we may get something. Well, he loves throwing a Senko, and he didn't have much luck right out of the gate. So he switched to a couple of things I had lined up for him. And he's a hammer, you know, he knows what he's doing. And it was just one fish right after another. We had so much fun out there. There we go. Oh my gosh, guys, this thing is gonna look awesome. We're not doing any flash on this because it's got that tail. Man, this is gonna look good. Heck yeah. I know it's all poofed up, but that's the whole idea here. The other thing that I've had a lot of fun with is those Bill Lewis hammer traps and the mini hammer trap, because it's a different kind of sound and vibration, and they've just been destroying that. And I got a lot of footage on that. So Mark with Northeast Bassin, I've been watching a lot of his stuff too. He's been doing some good lure orders. I've had some orders come in. I got some more coming in. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, guys, this one looks perfect right here. It's got the super flare. Once it gets wet, it's going to squish down and just breathe. And look at that, that's over plastic. So that's the kind of the design that he wants. This one I may trim right here a little. Oh yeah, it's gonna catch fish. Anyway, so that's what I just wanted to jump on here and talk to you guys and let you know what's been going on. I've got one more we're gonna try, and it's gonna be this little dude. But my orders I've got coming in, I've got some some Hank Cherry jigs, some dock shooters from, what is it, Picasso. And then I've got some I gotta get some flash here. And so what I do is for those MEPs, I've got some orders coming in from eBay about these MEPs that people are getting rid of. And I know how to clean them up. And I know how to put the hooks I want on there for a one hook special that you guys could see when I do my modified MEPs. So we're gonna roll with some modified MEPs. I've been putting the spark shads on there, but I got some other stuff, some Kitech, some FF sonar minnows from Yum. Today I was putting eyeballs on a whole bunch of FF sonar minnows, and I tried to give them feedback over at Yum and LureNet that, hey, you guys got to get some that's gonna work. They got to get some eyes on those. What did Travis Manson always say? Everything down there's got eyeballs. I'm serious. Those spark shads I use, either the big ones, the 5-inch, the 4, or those 3s, the eyes, I'm telling you, the eyes on those soft plastics. So I was gluing eyeballs today on a whole bunch of, okay, this is different than craft hair, guys. This is my sneaky stuff right here. I'm not saying what it is. There we go. We'll trim that. But anyway, that's those are the orders. There was something else I did a big order of. Oh, the Menace, the Rage Menace. I caught from Hank Cherry. I got a little bit of juice from one of his videos, and I don't know if people picked up on it or not. It was from like 3 years ago. He said something about the Rage Menace, and I was like, what? So I rigged up 3 or 4 jackhammers because it'll work on a jackhammer and it'll also work on a swim jig or the dock shooter jigs that he uses. I ordered some of those dock shooter jigs. I never used them before, so we're going to try that out. But when he dropped that nugget of info, I was like, it's brilliant. So the only hint I can give you is I've got them rigged up, and I'm going to do a video where I test like 4 or 5 different ways to do that. And we'll see what happens. And I lost my, dang. Whew. So I usually do that, what he was talking about, I do that with the Kalen's Lunker Grub. And that's all I'm going to say right there. And I'm not going to give away too much sneaky stuff on that. But man, he, when he was talking about that with the Rage Menace, I was driving in traffic, and as soon as I pulled into Cabela's, I had to like rewind it and listen to it. Sorry guys, I'm trying to rethread this. I hadn't been impressed with this one. The thread's been iffy, super iffy on this spool. So I knew I'd been doing the little sneaky rig thing he was talking about with a Kalen's Lunker Grub. And then I thought, well, if he can do it with a Rage Menace, then that means I can do it with a Sweet Beaver. I can do it with just about any I can do it with just about any one of those beaver style baits. So I rigged up the jackhammers and I rigged up some swim jigs. And if I get a chance this weekend, we're gonna, well, for me to test them out. I don't know if I'm gonna do it on camera because everyone's like, oh, everyone wants to see you catching fish all the time. But sometimes I want to get out there and just test these lures. Dang it. All right, guys, we may be done tying here because I can't get this to thread through. It's gonna drive me nuts. Finally, now maybe we got it. There we go. Sorry about that. Anyway, so yeah, I can't spill the juice yet. Everyone's like, the juice? What do you mean? The lowdown, the info. All right, guys, this orange one's actually going to turn out pretty good. These pack of these orange ones, these are like little Mr. Twisters. These were at Dick's Sporting Goods in the clearance bin. I think it was a pack of 10 or a pack of 25 for 99 cents. And I was like, for sure I'm going to get them. All right. Okay, let me trim this guy up. Oh, man. Ooh. Oh, my gosh, guys. This one's going to be just epic. Okay, so you got the soft plastic in there. This looks poofy and flared because it's not in the water yet. It's not wet. Man, I've got all this hair in like my nose and my beard. So when this gets wet, it's going to breathe. It is a little bit long, if you see where the hook is. So I'm going to trim just a little bit. And the other thing is I never trim it even, because if it's off or looks awkward in there, that's what you want. You want to attract the fish. Check out that guy. Definitely not a Cousin Eddie special. All right, where's my, ooh. Guys, if you don't know anything about Bonehead, I got these from Barlow's. Barlow's that everyone talks about for getting their lure stuff. That's just right down the road from me. So these jigs right here, these 1/16. Look at that eye on that thing. Absolutely deadly. So we're going to rig up a different deal here with some feathers, and we're going to incorporate some of that hair. Anyway, so Barlow's has got these there. If you ever go online, go check them out. They've got tons of stuff there, but these jig heads are perfect. All right, boys, what are we doing? I still got the turkey feathers from the farm. And guys, some of these still have turds on them. Because, our family has the Turkey Corporation up there. And so we've got turkey feathers everywhere. So I get these right out of the building. And then, of course, one of my good friends, my friend Jeanette, and her husband gave me a bunch of other feathers, some pheasant feathers, as they were really kind to do that. Ooh, that's gonna look good. All right, where's my other sneaky stuff? All right, guys, I can't let you see the sneaky stuff. I can't let you see where I'm getting the sneaky stuff, but you'll see it once it's on there. There we go. Remember, guys, I'm a putz when it comes to this stuff. I just do it, and if it works, it works. So if you want to get into lure tying, just do it. Just go for it. You don't have to have all the fancy schmancy stuff, but you are going to need a vise, and it does help if you have one of these tools here to get the line threaded. All right, and look at this, we're done. Ooh, sorry for banging into the camera there. All right, this one's done. I got to trim it a little bit around that collar. And I'm going to put 2 pieces of just real subtle flash on there. I don't even think you guys are going to be able to see these. It's just a real light. Just a real subtle bit of flash, and I'll trim the flash. Yeah, the further I get down into this spool, the worse this thread is getting. So I may have to switch this out. Anyway, so you guys got to let me know what you've been catching this stuff, man. Hey, what's up, bull market? You know, this is a deal. I rarely cheer for Texas, rarely, because I can't stand them because of their arrogance. I can't stand them. Plus being a Red Raider. But I always liked the Big Ten, you know, growing up, relatives, family. It's just in our DNA to root for the Big Ten. So Texas jumped to the SEC. I'm like, whatever. So honestly, I don't mind if Ohio State wins, and I don't mind if Texas wins. I know that sounds dumb because you're riding a fence, but living here in Texas, I never really ever cheered for the Longhorns. I'll always cheer for like TCU, and of course my Red Raiders. Not so much A&M. And then I don't know. So I don't care who wins really. It would have been funny if Arizona State would have snuffed out Texas the other day, than that other game. I would have laughed and laughed. All right, guys, check out this guy. Absolutely deadly. So you got the little turkey feather in there. So when this is breathing, that's going to be exposed, and it's going to be like a little rudder. You have just a little bit of flash. Oops. What happened to the flash? Dang it. The flash came off, guys. All right, we'll save it for the next one. But anyway, there we go. Yeah, I know I already got somebody yapping at me for doing a live during the football game. But you know what? I got to get... YouTube is like, do a live. Get on there. So really, it's more just to get in. Just, I don't know. If I get traffic, I get traffic. Look at that little sniper. Guys, I'm telling you, start your own, have some fun. You know what the other thing I'm doing is I'm trying to work on a mold, an open pore soft plastic mold, so I don't have to do that injection crap. But everyone has a worm, everyone has a swim, everyone has everything. So I'm gonna try to make one of some kind of a little creature that we have here in Texas that shows up in the water. No, it's not going to be a tadpole. And so I save all my old wrecked soft plastics, and I've just been waiting to melt them down to pour them. And I've never done that either. So, so we're going to see what happens with that. But all right, here's our flash. How the heck the flash came out of that one is, the other one is beyond me. So I want to do, I want to come up with my own mold. So I've been toying with some ideas of, because you can buy molds from everybody. I prefer the open pore ones instead of that injection thing. All right, no peeking. I'm getting my sneaky stuff over here. Oh, really? Good luck on that. I forgot about that. You guys do that trip. Hey, you're going to have fun talking with that one dude that hangs out at the bar there all the time. Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, definitely some coyote. Just grab a handful of hair and put it in a Ziploc bag. Man, that'd be awesome. Thank you, Bull Market, for doing that. Yeah, Faf, that guy. You guys are going to have fun with that. But with these snows, hey, be ready because we got another big snowstorm. It's supposed to come through here next week, and it may affect you guys heading out west. You guys are going to have fun out there, that's for sure. Hopefully nobody's uptight and overwhelmed, you know what I mean, and stressed out, and that it all runs smooth and it's all calm. Oh my gosh. You know, if I didn't teach school, I would definitely go on one of those trips. What we would do is I'd bring another backup vehicle number 2, and I'd have that thing rigged up so nobody would get stranded and left out there. Sorry guys, I heard something over there that was batteries falling down. So hopefully nobody would get stranded out there, you know what I mean, to go get a vehicle. So we'd have the backup vehicle, and maybe when I retire, if I win the lottery, then I can I can get out there. I forgot about that. That's right. You guys it's at that time of year. Don't forget about those bobcats. Look at this. Come on. I got some of that hair off of there. All right, we're going to trim this then. Oh, you know what? I don't have to trim it. It's just fluffing out. All right, guys, here's another one. Look at the flash. Here's your stray hair. Look at that. This one doesn't, excuse me. This one doesn't have one of the turkey feathers in it. So I did one with, one without. I'm telling you guys, these are deadly. So I tested them out in one of the videos, one of my crappie videos. Here, I'll do one more with, I'll do a pheasant feather on this one. So I was throwing and you know what? I was catching those crappie in about 2 feet of water, actually 1.5 feet of water. So there was like this tree that was sticking out in there, and the tree wasn't that, the water was low. And I was like, well, I'm just going to cast to the end of those branches. And sure enough, thunk. And people forget about that jig spinner or how effective a beetle spin will be. Thanks, Jeanette and family. All right. Anyway, bonehead tackle, or you can get them from Barlow's. They have different colors. I like these black and with these red eyes. Anyway, oh yeah, the eyes. I was talking about how I put the eyes on all the forward I put them on the Crush City Mayors. I was putting eyes on everything today since I got all my stuff done. Enjoyed the snow day. All right. We're going to do a base wrap like that. Then I'm going to start one more here. And then we're going to get to where we need to be. You know, today with the snow, I got video and pictures of it along the front of the house, all the way down. Imagine if you stand on your front porch and you look down the street and all the houses are to that. There were bobcat tracks. It was either bobcat or coyote. They were too deep for me to see the actual paw print. And nobody's dog's going to be running up. And we've seen them before, the coyote. Check that out, guys. That's a pheasant tail right there. Ah, here we go. It's right here. Nope, I can't show you this sneaky stuff, where it comes from, but I can show you once I trim it. Yeah, you guys are going to have fun. So the bobcat, we got a huge urban population of bobcats here. So my sister was telling me how somebody posted a video in their neighborhood of a bobcat building a den under their storage shed. I guess because the bobcat knew the storm was coming. They're so elusive that, man, they are. You don't want to mess with them, that's for sure. Ah, and I've got another video idea coming up. I had to order a weasel box, a wood weasel box, but I'm going to convert it into a wrap box. I'm going to widen a hole on there. Because the other day when I went to go on a fishing adventure about 5 houses down from me, going through the alley, a rat ran across right in front of me and went right under somebody's fence. And that sucker was about this big. Just a fat blob feasting on pecans and acorns and people's dog food and no matter whatever they're munching on. So I got a couple of spots where I'm going to put that trap. I'm going to move it around until I start catching them. I did a couple years ago. I was whacking a bunch of rats. I got like 4 or 5 of them. And when I quit getting stuff in the trap, I was like, oh, they're done. But then a couple years, about a year after that, I saw them and I caught them again. And it's been a year, so if I've seen that one sneaking around, there's going to be others. So I'll do a video on how I set that trap up. I get the idea from Trapper Jay. Trapper Jay's a guy that it's in a unique area. He's in western Iowa, the bottom tip there. So he traps Missouri, Iowa, and Nebraska. And he's been catching, oh my gosh, guys. I got to trim this one just a little, but I didn't put any flash in there, but that tail, that pheasant tail. Oh, my Bill Lewis shirt, I've got all this hair all over it. All right, right in there is where that tail is. It's real subtle. But remember, when this thing is breathing, that tail is going to be a rudder. Come here, you. Man, look at that. Just simple, and the crappie just destroy those. All right. Anyway, yeah, I'm kind of envious that you guys are going out there, and then maybe one year I can rig it up where I can go. Yeah, hopefully you guys have good weather when you're out there too. All right, remember these ammo cans, Harbor Freight, a couple years ago, they were like $5. And I got a whole bunch of them for Black Friday. I didn't even check this year to see if they had any. But this stores all my lure stuff. Easy. Whoop. You can't see that. My supplies for making the jigs. Okay, guys, I didn't make any of the big bass ones, but I got the smeltinator heads right here. So I get these from Northland Tackle. Somebody just bought Northland Tackle. I can't remember who it was, but anyway. That's Gussie's design, and here's one in chartreuse. So I made a whole bunch of those bass jigs. Those things are going to be fantastic. So let's review what we did. So we had the curly tail grub, some purple. We had this one with the flash, Mr. Natural. No feather in it. This one. Uh-oh. Better save this. Put him there. So this guy with the pheasant tail feather in there. This one with the turkey feather. The experiment for my buddy Buck. It's got a soft plastic in there. And this one's craft fur. The other one with the soft plastic. And those will settle down when they're in the water. And then the kamikaze swim on. So I'll do, there's times where you guys, I don't make a video ever, but it's like when I get home from school and I get a chance to just chill out. It's so relaxing to put on some tunes and do some tying. And so I put them together, and the practice ones, I either give them away or sell them on eBay, and it actually does pretty well. Yeah, I know. We're not getting any younger, that's for sure. I need to get out there, man, but it's just with how my work schedule is. The only way it would work is if I did this, is if I don't really miss work anyway. And what I would do is I would just take a week off. I think my principal, she'd let me. She's pretty cool. And I'd say, look, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. But that would be it. I get a one-shot deal to go. So I don't know. Or maybe the next year I could do 3 days. And I don't know. There's different ways where I could rig it up where I could get out there to go on a hunt. But like this year I went down to Houston to go hang out with my sweetheart down there. So I took a couple days and it worked out fine. But I just couldn't take any time off until this stretch. And then you'd have to give me the dates and then I could make it. So anyway. All right, guys. I'm going to jump out of here in just, excuse me, just a few minutes. But I just wanted to get on here because Facebook, I get these messages, get on live, you know, do this, do that, and do more reels. So I've been trying to crank out some reels. And anyway, it's just not that easy, you know, when you got other stuff going on. All right. Until next time, I will see you then. Thanks for hanging out with me, Gnarly 20 and Bull Market. Let me see. Let me see what's going on weather-wise. Where's my? Oh, we're not too cold, and nothing's gonna freeze tonight. But anyway, tomorrow I gotta go look at a vehicle that I might be purchasing, and then maybe get some fishing in the afternoon. The other thing I need to do is I want to do a camp and fish video. So I've got all the stuff ready to go. I just need to get out to or scope out the location because I want to be able to do some night fishing and fish all day long. But there's some logistics I got to work out. So One thing is when I go to sleep at night, I have to have a CPAP going because as bad as my lungs are, I quit breathing in the middle of the night. So that's why you see sometimes I get these red patches here. That's what that's from. But I got to figure out how to rig one of those up so that if I go camping, I don't stop breathing and then like suffocate. So I'll have to have a little CPAP with me, which is which is kind of funny. But if I can figure that out, then I got a couple of spots I want to go camp out, and the cold is not going to bother me. That's I got too much Iowa in my blood, so I got enough warm stuff, you know. Plus, I've been known to sweat in a couple of snowstorms up in Iowa and blizzards. So I remember my cousin Graham's like, "Geez, Al, you're sweating," and I'm like, "Yep." And we were sledding, and I was breaking a sweat while we were sledding. Oh man, and it was like 5 degrees, something like that, up in Northeast Iowa. Anyway, all right, guys. Until next time, I will see you then. Take it easy. Bye bye.